Right? So you have foreign labor and that one place that is open when the port is closed. So I haven't seen, and I'm not politically blind, I haven't seen this great impact on the island economy with the cruise ship.
Okay.
So Grand Turk is still heavily dependent on the public sector.
Okay.
So when you are looking, and I'm going to get down to families,
Sure.
when you're looking at this removal of the FSC, you're looking at moving, well, the cabinet was announced by the cabinet secretary, the premier didn't even have the courtesy to announce that. All right, the cabinet is moving, they've moved anyway, ministers barely come to Grand Turk, they meet in Provo anyway. Is that a reason to move? There's one Washington, there's one White House. I rest my case. Good. We have the rumors now of the land registry. These are families. They are employees. Yes, these are vital services to the country. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a presence in Providenciales, but there are still only certain things that you can do in Washington.
Correct.
Even though you have 52 states, there's still certain things you have to go to Washington for. Correct. Right? And when you uproot and move out these jobs, families have homes with mortgages. Good? They're moving to Providenciales, totally different in terms of standard of living, very high cost of living. You're not going to have that separation. You're going to have families moving. Good? If you don't have families moving, you're going to have hardship. Why? I'm going to have to pay mortgage and I'm going to have to pay rent because I'm told that the government is only allowing you 1 year. They're giving you 1 year of paying rent and then you're on your own. So how do I then manage and take care of my household in Provo and in Grand Turk? So that's a whole family moving. Correct. Good? And then you're going to see what happened in South Caicos. Go to South Caicos. All those homes begin to shut down. People ain't rent, people vandalize them. The house looks, the island looks deserted. Correct. All right, so you're going to have that impact. You're going to have that drain of the jobs, yes. Churches are going to be impacted. Schools are going to be impacted. And then you still have to leave these essential services like your clinics, your schools. So you're going to have a school in Providenciales with 2,000 students. I'm just grossly exaggerating. But you have a school in Grand Turk with 100. But you still have to provide for these schools. Correct. You're going to have a clinic that is servicing 1,000 people a week and Provo, but you only have a clinic that's probably servicing 40 to 50. Correct. The government has to stop and think. This isn't Caicos versus Grand Turk. This is a national issue. If you want to shut down Grand Turk, be bold-faced and shut it down, put the sheet over it. But if you continue to systematically move departments and transfer people, you're shutting the island economy down and you're shutting down the island of Grand Turk. And I'm going to encourage the people of Grand Turk to get up and talk. I don't know if we're laid back or we're not believing these things are going to happen, but it is happening right before us. Not a minister rents a home or an apartment in Grand Turk. When the PNP first came to office, we bought a house for the premier from his brother for $800 and something thousand. You know who lives in that house? Some people came for a funeral last week and they lived in it. Nobody lives in an $800,000 home.
I think you need to just clarify for our global viewers and especially for Turks Islanders that are residing overseas in the United States and in London, who's probably watching this show right now, and maybe they don't understand the depth at what is going on in our capital. If you can just sum it up into a few words of what our people are going through in the nation's capital, what would be those few words?
We are in trouble. And we're in trouble at the hands of the government that was elected. Grand Turk is no more a PDM territory than it is a PNP territory. Both parties have 2 seats. There is no reason I feel as if Grand Turk is being punished because I can't see politicians' eyes wide open and doing these things to that island. It is the capital. There are certain essential services that should remain in the nation's capital, and they're being systematically removed. And with such utter disrespect to the people of Grand Turk and to those people who are employed in businesses that are related to those services and employed in those departments. And I think the government has to wake up and realize that we are dealing with people, we're dealing with families, we're dealing with children. We're moving people into one island that is already strained in terms of services, that is already in trouble because The police officers are fighting people they don't even know. We're already densely populated in Providenciales, and we're piling up all the people on this one landmass called Providenciales, and we're creating a social nightmare. You're hurting Grand Turk, but you are killing Provo.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just tuning in, you're watching Let's Talk Politics with Sean Malcolm. Tonight, my guest is Ms. Charlene Cartwright Robinson, former Member of Parliament here in the Turks and Caicos Island, an attorney at law, a lecturer at the Turks and Caicos Community College. Mrs. Robinson, there's also a matter that has arisen in these Turks and Caicos Islands, and the island of Salt Key. I was in Grand Turk this weekend, and I spoke with a few of the folks there from Salt Key, and it seems like they are very perturbed over a land situation there. Can you shed some light on this issue here in Salt Key for our viewers?
Well, as I understand it, and I hope to travel there next week as well, Salt Key, as with a lot of the islands, a lot of land was given to Turks Islanders. A lot of Turks Islanders sold their lands. And then there is one major development I understand that is going on that the government has approved but has yet to go to the people of Salt Key and say to them, this is what is going on. I understand this development is going to take up more than half of the island. So let's look at the population of Salt Key. There's 60 to 100 people on a given day. The development that is coming, the workers themselves will outnumber the indigenous population in Salt Key.
Oh my goodness.
So therefore you have a whole island that is completely transformed.
Okay.
All right? Someone even made a joke and said that the land that the government included in this development even include a cemetery. They even giving away the dead.
But okay? That's not new.
All right? And yet the premier has the nerve to get up in the newspaper and say, don't sell your land. When it is his very same crown land policy that encourages belongers to sell land. So not only did they give away the land and for this development, but they gave land to people in Provo selling land in Salt Key.
That are not indigenous of Salt Key?
No. Just selling land in Salt Key. Under the Taylor administration and PDM administrations, before you could sell a piece of crown land, you had to have freehold title. And you got freehold title after the development was complete, or at least it brought up to a particular stage what we call Bell-Beam.
Correct.
And under the premier's new land policy that he's so proud of, as soon as you get there, you could sell it.
Well,
so don't come in the newspaper in front, the little children say, and say don't sell your land when it's your policy. And in some occasions, I dare to say I understand. Alleged. It's alleged, let me put it that way, I'm a lawyer, let's be safe, that some of the very same ministers have already arranged buyers for people when they give them their land so they could sell it right away. And that is what is happening. Salt Key is going to feel it because it's tiniest. You have a major development that is coming that is going to take away everything from Salt Key, what we know the island to be. Predominantly, inhabited by elderly folks. They can't take all of that. They can't take it. And then you have other people selling lands all around them. Salt Key is gone, as we know it.
Well, Charlene, just talking to some of the citizens that descend from Salt Key, they are